I'm at like the age where like if I have 3 beers, like I like don't know what my shit situation is gonna be the next day. You know,
Yeah.
I just feel like that's a coming like getting older thing.
Yeah. I'm at the point now where actually like my body reacts worse to salad just because it's like
Because you've just been putting garbage in your body
yeah, dude.
for so many years. Your whole like early 20s
Yeah.
when it
So
was Dinkytown
mhm.
blackout drunk Grant.
Yeah, which RIP to the Dinkytown McDonald's. It's
Oh
torn
yeah.
down. It's gone.
Yeah, I know. It's it's like weird because like I don't know, like did any good things happen there? But it's just weird to see something that is familiar gone, you know?
Yeah. I always heard rumors too that so we're starting the podcast. That was the McDonald's in Dinkytown, Minneapolis was the most profitable McDonald's in the world, which
Shut up.
I don't know if that's true, but that's like some University of Minnesota lore.
I mean,
Uh,
that's just some shit like your friend says to you when you're in
yeah.
line drunk at that McDonald's.
Yeah, it was a double decker McDonald's, 2 floors, and it was basically on
Wait, they did have that second floor,
yeah.
but you couldn't.
You could go eat up there, but it was
Yeah,
not like
there was no. I've never. I think I've been up there one time. People forget that you can go eat on the second floor.
mhm. And yeah, I don't know. It was like at an intersection in Minneapolis where it would just be at 2 or 3 in the morning on a weekend morning. It was like the fucking apocalypse. Like it was crazy
Yeah,
in there.
yeah.
So drunk, so many drunk evenings there. That was
Oh,
actually the first place I ever I had a McGangbang for the first time. So
also, people don't like real like. I like everyone in the Midwest realize this, but like in New York, if you're like hungry at any time, you can go get food down the street.
mhm.
You know, like all the options exist. In like Minneapolis, especially like during COVID and stuff like that, like if
Yep.
you're like hungry at 2 a.m, there's it's just fast food.
Yeah.
And there's one McDonald, like it's just so like it's not even just Dinkytown. It's like everybody, like if you live downtown Minneapolis, you're going to that
Yeah.
McDonald's. If you live like I guess Northeast has that one, but you know what I mean? Like there's just not a lot of options. So everybody convenes at, those few locations. So
Yeah,
yeah,
we're
it gets
small
very
town
hectic.
fucks. We're small town fucks. We don't have 24-hour diners except for the Nicollet Diner, which is
Yeah.
quite the adventure as
Dude,
well.
those
So
those employees should get paid. Like I went to McDonald's once in New York, and it's like 1 a.m. I'm doing some mics out in the East Village, so I go to the one in the East Village, and it's just like they're just doing healthcare work for like homeless people. You know what I mean? Like that's all a McDonald's
yeah,
is past like 11 p.m. It's literally healthcare. You're providing healthcare and aid,
yeah.
places to sleep, things to drink. If someone pukes, they clean it up. Like you're working in a food hospital.
They're basically doing
And you're
what
getting paid shit. And I'm like, you're doing what the doctors should be doing right now, but nobody has any healthcare or money. I mean, it like blow. Like I know that's like kind of maybe like an obvious realization, but I was just like, holy shit, these people are like doing what a doctor should be doing. I was like blown away.
they're basically doing what people who are saying defund the police and like replace them with social workers. The social workers would be
Our McDonald's employees. Those are the people. It's like, well, how defund? Like it's like defund the police. Well, who's gonna replace McDonald's workers? The people who've been taking care of everybody in America
the
whole time for $7 an hour. Have you ever tried to like tip a fast food employee?
Oh, it's so.
I've tried to do it drunk
horrible.
at that Dinkytown McDonald's, and they're like, I can't,
Yeah.
and I'm like, just take it, man.
I know.
I feel so bad.
I tried to tip the Starbucks worker at it was a Starbucks inside a Target, and I was
those are weird.
I know, and I was trying to leave
the Pizza Hut and Starbucks inside a Target.
Yeah,
that's like weird Inception capitalism.
Yeah. So yeah, don't buy your own food at this department store. Get the fucking Starbucks and Pizza Hut here. And they couldn't accept it. They're like, yeah, we're Target employees, so we can't accept a tip. And it's like, what? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I know it's fucked up. Also, like, you got to be in a low place to be in Target shopping and then be like, you know what, I'm gonna stop in Pizza Hut, which is like the worst.
It is.
I mean, isn't that like the worst fast food pizza?
Yes. Yeah, people stand by it, but those people are fucking trash. Anyways, let's
get it.
Show off, dude.
I feel like you and I have both had to apologize many times for being in that McDonald's.
Oh yeah,
Dinkytown.
That's where I kept knocking the McChickens out of my friend's hand. Was at that McDonald's.
Yeah,
I was dressed up as a nun on Halloween. Go back and check out one of our previous episodes to hear that full tale. But anyways, this is the We Cool Podcast. Hello and welcome to the We Cool podcast where we apologize, demand apologies, and we read anonymous listener apologies. I am one of your hosts, Grant Winkles, flying solo in Minneapolis, the solo dolo man himself, flying in solo dolo from Brooklyn is the baby boy, Tommy Bayer. What's up, Tommy?
What's up? I'm just thinking, like, you got to be, I'm kind of jealous because, like, I was thinking about this the past couple days. Like, you got to be like a drunk idiot in your early 20s, but you were just in college. So all your friends were like drunk. And like, I was a drunk idiot, like at open mics.
Yeah.
Like not really in college, like with like a 30-year-old adults, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And people who, I don't know, getting drunk in the comedy scene is sketchy because there's a lot
you work with these people.
Yeah. And there's a lot of egos at play. There's a lot of not only ego, sensitivity. You're bombing constantly in the beginning and people get upset easily. And if you're just like wasted one night, just in a circle, talking shit very loudly, and you're surrounded by people and you're not imagining you're surrounded by other people who are possibly listening to you. It's just, you're bound to say some stuff that isn't, and
it's not that like anything really bad has ever happened, but it is just a weird place because it's like, you're trying to be professional, but also like, you're doing comedy, so you're like in front of all these insane people at the same time. And then piled onto that, imagine you're like 20 years old and you're just trying to like, that's the thing. It's like I thought it was so funny. And I'm like 25 now. It's not like, oh, I'm grown up. Like I'm still kind of actively doing all the dumb shit I do. But you're like, when you're 20 and doing open mics, you're like pushing yourself. Like I remember pushing myself to like have opinions and takes on things because, you know, Bill Burr or whatever. And like,
that is just the worst fucking like reasoning. But it's true. It's true.
No, but it's true. Cause you're like, I guess Bill Burr has opinions. And I guess that's I guess I'll try to get an opinion on some, and you're like forcing yourself to have these opinions and takes. What you're doing is you're just on record saying bad opinions and takes. Like I'm just on record. So many of my 20s just like trying to make a joke out of something that it's like, if like I think about some of my old jokes now, it's like, I don't even know if I ever believed in that. I think I was just trying to like, not even I was like trying to be edgy, just trying to like be interesting.
Anything,
just anything to like grab on.
Remember when you had,
and then imagine being drunk. Like Henry was like, remember you just had a bottle of tequila in your backpack. And I was like, yeah, I did, dude. Why was I doing that? But it's like, also like I was 19 or 20. So it's, yeah.
I mean, it is I just remember that run-in that you had when you were like making jokes outside. I think it was Sisyphus, and you were talking about how you were very facetiously saying how it's impossible for women to be funny.
No, what I was doing an impression. I was at another mic that was like in a small town or a show or something, or I was like doing like closing out a mic. I forget. I was like not in Minneapolis, and there was this guy up on stage, or like maybe he was talking about how like women can't be funny, which is like obviously like the most insane thing.
Yeah.
And then I was telling the story outside a mic in Minneapolis of this guy saying this. and I was doing like this overtly like sexist impression of him because he was doing sexism and misogyny, and then the wrong female comedian overheard walking by and thought I was just doing him, which I mean, if out of context, that's what it looks like, because I'm like around a bunch of dudes, I'm saying like awful things.
The dudes all circled up.
Yeah, dude. And I'm like, yeah, a woman telling a joke, no thanks, or whatever. And she hears it. This woman hears it and then makes a Facebook post about me not naming me specifically. And then I had to reach out to her like, no, I was like, you can be mad at me. That's fine. But like, just to give you some context, I was doing an impression of a bad guy. But I guess that's the thing about irony. It's like, at what point
women don't get it.
Yeah. But especially irony out of context, it's like she is kind of right. I was saying bad things.
Yeah, I mean, you're just spouting.
Like, I'm not even really defending myself. I'm just like, yeah, I guess I was saying bad things. I thought it was do an impression, but
yeah, but didn't she say something about like wanting to kill you or something? Like,
yeah, it was like bad. But then like I remember talking to her outside of an open mic, and like I reached out to her via message and she didn't respond. So I was like, okay, this person hates me.
Yeah,
and I apologized even too. So, which the apology podcast, welcome.
Good, yes.
I apologize for this thing.
Yeah. Apologies
even with all that context later, and I was just still like, hey, you still heard it, and it doesn't matter what I said or the context. It's like, hey, if feelings are hurt, I don't want that. I would not want that on you.
Yeah, sorry, you can.
No, go ahead. No. You can.
It goes to show that it's dangerous to be like tipsy and kind of not minding yourself in that situation where you're around a bunch of people that. It is like coworkers. It's like getting fucking blasted at the Christmas party, but we are in that like possible scenario pretty much every night that we're out doing comedy. So I'm a little bit envious of the sober comics for that regard.
But those guys are weird too, because I mean, like, unless you had a problem, obviously, but like the sober comic who's just like, never tried it, never wanted to, because I want to be in control.
James Stanley.
Yeah. Well, James, that's not even really goes for him. But also, like, if you're like in my brain, I'm like, well, I'm a good person, and so when I'm saying things, it's like it's under a guise that I understand. But it's like people are not in my brain, so if you get offended, obviously that's fine. God bless. So I apologize to her. But then I remember talking to her outside of a mic, and she was like, "Oh, it's fine. I don't really care anymore." And like, I totally get it. And like, we came to like this really good understanding, it felt like. And then I was like, all right, good. Because you did say, I think you wanted to kill me, and I'm happy you don't want to anymore. So, yeah, it is a weird place to be in some of those situations.
It's a weird business. I don't know. It's fun getting back into it and doing some comedy around here, but it is like, dude, I forgot about just going out every night, being in a bar every night. It's so tempting to just like, and in a lot of places you kind of get paid in drinks in a way. So yeah, it's easy to tie one on every night. I've been busy like talking to you, you've been busy like a lot. So I'm glad you're chilling out a little bit. At least for the next couple of days. You got a couple of days off, or yesterday and today. I guess we should address, speaking of offensive, the elephant not in the room today. No Ryan.
Oh yeah, no Ryan. He's visiting his parents. Whenever any of you guys leave anywhere, you say it one time in the group chat. I read it really quick at work, and I completely forget where any of you guys are at.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know. He's visiting some fucking salt caves or something. I don't know what the hell's going on, but it's 4th of July. I think he does his annual 4th of July trip to like Nevada, right?
I don't know. Our group chats, we talk in depth about like one thing and then really don't even mention anything in our personal lives. And it's like, oh yeah, I actually got a new job and moved to Europe. And it's like, why didn't you say that? It's like, why didn't you say that in group chats? Like, oh, we were talking about that other thing that Ryan was trying to push for days on end. No, but yeah, he's visiting. We miss him.
We miss
obviously.
Ryan. And Ryan is somebody who will just like if you attempt to float the idea of maybe him calling into the podcast remotely, he gets enraged. It is something that he just refuses to do. I don't really understand it. He ran the whole
Ryan
soundboard.
is a boomer. He is a boomer. He gets mad at technology. He just wants to listen to Johnny Cash all day.
Yep.
I mean, loves the suburbs, loves chain restaurants.
Sarpino's Pizza.
Sarpino's. I mean, like, the man is full on 68 years old.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. And we love him for it. But also, you remember there was the one time, I can't remember what happened. We had a scheduling snafu. And
oh, wait, should I record my own video?
No, you're okay.
Let's just stay. I got my audio. I got my audio going. Should we just stick with the Zoom?
Yeah, you're good. I'll use the Zoom.
Okay, cool. Sorry to interrupt you.
Well, we had some sort of scheduling snafu, which I'm gonna have to circle back on and talk about last Sunday. But
oh my God, should we talk about the thing without him? Okay,
oh yeah.
Oh, we should talk about that too. And then okay, but sorry.
Just when we had to all three of us record remotely. And just one single time. And I remember walking Ryan through it, and we had like a 2-hour window where we could record, and trying to explain GarageBand to him while we were setting up the record. He was getting so mad at me because his GarageBand just wasn't connecting correctly that we were like, for a good 15 minutes, we were like, well, we can't record a podcast because Ryan is going to like. Yeah,
there's been times when we've had to do it remotely where we're all set up. You and I on our ends, we're set up. We're helping. We're like, you got to go in your settings. You got to figure this out. And Ryan gets so pissed off where we're like, are we just going to bail? I mean, if this show just ends suddenly, and episodes just stop coming out, it's because Ryan got so mad that we're just like, I guess we just can't come back from this.
Yep. He got so mad, and there's pending litigation, so me and Tommy can't talk.
Lawyers are involved. all of our lawyers, which is all Zach Kagan.
Yeah.
He's Zach Kagan, Minneapolis comedian. He's litigating on all three ends.
Yes, which I saw Zachy Boy last night at Acme.
I know, Comedy. Dude. I was jealous, man. You guys were looking good.
Yep, and big breaking news: Zach Kagan and Aaron Isaacs, both mentioned on the podcast before, are taking over the Galactic Pizza open mic in Minneapolis, which is just beautiful.
Praise the Lord! Absolutely.
It was meant to be. So we'll have them on together coming up here to promote their wonderful new open mic. And I went.
I'm trying to get them both visit to me in New York. We were messaging each other.
Zach said he was coming out there.
Yeah, I think Zach and Aaron are about to come out. I'm going to see if they want to stay in my extra bedroom that I'm recording in. This is the money room. This is where, yeah. Just for people at home, I live in a 2-bedroom apartment. I'm in the 1%. In this bedroom, I count all the money.
Let's go.
I'm looking at Bitcoin constantly.
Let's go.
I'm just built differently now that I have a 2-bedroom apartment.
Mm-hmm. And now that you have to work 90 hours a week.
Dude, I'm going to kill myself. I feel good now because it's my second day off, but I worked 7 days in a row, and I was just doing shifts, just so many hours, and it just blows.
I've been working a lot recently, like not compared to you at all, but relatively to my previous situation. And dude, it's like it does suck. I forgot what it was like to be busy.
But you're working on like projects, like you're. Are you working like a job?
No, working, and then also doing stand up, like so Sisyphus and gigs, and then also I'm actually brewing at Sisyphus now. So
that's
dude. Exciting. But that's gonna be more work, and I'm working at this other brewery. So getting back to work a little bit, and it's fun, but hectic. I was gonna say I went last night and I saw Zach at Acme Comedy, and Robert Brill was headlining. The very funny Robert Brill absolutely destroyed like crushing with like a whole, I mean, it's not a surprise because he's fantastic, great comedian. Everybody go check him out.
Yeah, we were supposed to have him on the podcast this episode, but well, again, we're both very busy. Scheduling conflicts happen.
Okay, yeah.
So let's just put it at that.
That's generous. No, I can apologize for this actually.
Okay.
In fact, this was another scheduling snafu. This is probably my first like big fuck up in terms of production on this podcast.
Yeah, man, you've been like on it. I mean, like, hey, shout out to you.
Thanks, bro.
You're the king. You've like put so much of this together, and yeah, you've just been on the ball like all the time.
To just throw it away in one quick day like that. So what happened was Robert was going to be filling in for Ryan, guest hosting for Ryan to promote his run at Acme Comedy. This is the first time Robert's headlined Acme before, so he's headlining from Wednesday to Saturday this
first week. I think he's like headlined like one night, like one nighters. Like they give him like a Wednesday or something,
or like co-headlined, I think.
Yeah, but yeah, first week run,
which is a big deal, and so he was going to come on and promote that run of shows and sit in with us and probably promote his podcast, Comedy Mainline, and
Writers.
No, they renamed it. They renamed it.
Okay, yeah.
And so we get everything all set up. We have the 2 hour window and 2 hours alone, and we go to Sisyphus. I meet Robert there, and I get there, and I just don't have my keys. And I had DJ'd a wedding the night before. I had DJ'd and MC'd a wedding the night before, and then just got smashed with the wedding party afterwards.
Yeah.
And I left my keys in my car and Ubered home.
I mean, understandable.
Yeah. I was hungover, and I got, for some reason, I'm just an idiot because I had to drive Kelly's car to Sisyphus. So I didn't have my keys when I was leaving, and I knew that. And then I got there, Robert gets there, and I just have to like do the walk of shame up to his car and be like, dude, I fucking suck, man. Like,
but here's the other thing. The good thing about, because it's bummed out. You're bummed out because we all showed up. Like I woke up earlier than usual and to like do the thing, but like,
I didn't feel bad about that.
Everyone loves the canceling of plans.
That's true.
Like I'm sure with you were hungover and you're like, well, at least I don't have to be on right now. And I'm sure Robert's like, I guess I get to go back home. So there is like a little bit of a relief that comes with it because it's like, oh, I don't have to do a thing anymore. So that's nice.
That is nice. What we were saying is I didn't drive drunk, and this is what happens when you choose to do the right thing, is that it fucks your whole day up. Really, the world is worse for it. I should have just driven home drunk that night.
And that's what you're really apologizing for
not driving drunk that night.
That night.
Yeah, I don't know. It was
everybody go drive drunk for Grant. And just in his memory, Grant, if you,
hold me in your heart while you're driving drunk this weekend.
Yeah.
4th of July weekend, big party weekend.
Great day to drive drunk.
Drunk.
I think that's like the day where like the most people die or something.
Yeah. And I also want, think about me when you're driving drunk, when you're jumping off a boat, water skiing without a life jacket on, and also like shooting fireworks off your head.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's cool and good to do that, and I was lame for fucking that up. So for that, I apologize. I apologize to Robert, but I will say this: he fucking killed last night with 30. Like, I mean, he did a whole hour, but like I'm saying, like the first 30 minutes, brand new shit, crazy, and he was just destroying with it.
Yeah, he's like he's awesome. He's like probably the best joke writer, one of the best joke writers in the Minneapolis comedy scene. He's one of those guys when you do a show with, and you're like working on something new. And for me, I'm big on the premise, not really big on wrapping any joke up. I'm big on the premise. I like to riff on it, and then I go, you know what? That was a C+ joke, maybe. Let's end it there. He'll come after you, or come up to you after your set and be like, hey, what about like this? And then he'll say the perfect punchline, and it's like, oh, I guess I'm just gonna go fuck myself. Like my brain does not work the way his does. So if you want to go see great joke writing, go. This is gonna come out tomorrow or something.
No, we missed it. We totally
So we missed it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then go fucking follow him online.
Yeah.
And Robert Burrell, you'll find him.
I think
awesome.
we're gonna get him back on for sure.
He'll have other shit coming up.
Yep. So there's that, and then I guess do we want to talk about what happened a couple of weeks ago when we did?
Well, we don't have to get into the specifics, but we don't have to get into specifics without getting into like Ryan's psychology. Because like this is a getting into Ryan's psychology corner, which is like how truly an insane man this guy is. So Grant, on the Henry episode, Grant left a little early. We kept the episode going, and then obviously like we ended it, and then we're just chatting a little bit on the Zoom call. And Ryan said something like related to Grant, not at all offensive, just Grant was the subject. So he ends the Zoom call going like, oh, wait, we shouldn't be recording this. I don't want to talk shit. Ends it. And then he goes, and then starts spiraling and he goes, fuck, now he's thinking we're talking shit about him. And I go, yeah, but Ryan, we're not. That's the difference. None of it is happening. And he's like, but he's going to listen to the end of the recording and it's going to sound like we're talking about a bunch of shit. And I'm like, I mean, maybe, but the truth is that none of that is happening. So you don't have to worry about it. So then, okay. And then Grant, you want to,
well, so so what it sounded like to me is that he goes, I don't even know what he was saying, but then he goes, oh fuck, we're recording, and then hits the stop recording button. Yeah. And that it's just so funny because so what he starts doing then
in the group chat, he starts
I'm trying to get back.
He starts being very suspicious.
Incredibly suspicious. Like
he's texting. Also, I'm having dinner with my brother and my girlfriend. We're having like a family dinner. So it's Sunday evening. I'm like in total relaxation mode. I'm not even checking my phone. I get multiple texts from Ryan. He's like, yo, how do I delete something from the cloud? And I'm like, I think it's just there, man. I don't think you can delete it. It's the cloud. And he's like, fuck. And I'm like, again, nothing happened at all. You didn't do anything wrong. Nobody did anything bad. And then what did he say in our group chat?
Hold on. I'm trying to find it right now. When was this? This was probably like the third.
I don't know, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago,
probably
3 Sundays ago.
Because I do want to find. Okay, here I got it.
Like his exact verbiage.
So, yeah.
So
we record.
And he's texting me like, how do I delete this? And I'm
texting you on the side, right?
He's texting me on the side, and I'm telling him, don't. You don't have to. If you really want to, I'm sure you can access the file from the email, but like, it's literally nothing happened. Like nothing happened. And this is all under his thinking of you being suspicious that he was talking shit, which kind of shows how sweet of a guy he is. Like he's so worried about not offending his friends that he's going to literally incriminate himself, which is like kind of adorable when you think about it.
So this is the context for me. So I'm in a hotel, we record the pod. I got to get the fuck out of there. And you guys just wouldn't let the episode end. So I just left.
Yeah. We were being bad. We're being bad podcasters.
So I forget about it. And I go the rest of the day. It's just a nice chill day. I'm at the pool, and all of a sudden these texts start dinging in from Ryan. Okay, so hold on. I go, good job today is what I said. I threw that into the group chat, and Ryan goes, yeah, man, I'm sorry it was so disjointed. I didn't do a great job today.
He's already collapsing after he's already doubting himself.
Yes, he's imploding because I complimented him after all this has already been happening.
Yeah,
and he's hiding it, and then you say, no, I say you're good, King. He says, Tommy, you say, yeah, you're good. Going on a run and gonna do a lot of pushes after, but I'll watch it. This is a tape that he sent, and then 2 to 3 hours later, another text from Ryan. What's the Gmail info? ?
Ryan has never asked to know what the email is.
Nope.
To get into the email. Ryan has never wondered how to send an email.
Yeah, he's never sent an email, I don't think.
He's never texted, hey, what's the passwords to all of our stuff? He's never wondered any of this, has never even once suggested that he would do some editing.
Nope. Doesn't know how to edit after what we just talked about.
Hates GarageBand. He wants to stay as far away from a computer as possible. So already it's like.
So I send the login to him into the group chat, which I've done many times before. So it's not like he could have. This is how much of a boomer he is. He definitely has this info somewhere. So.
Oh yeah, because I created the passwords and I sent them all to you guys a couple times, I think.
Okay, so he says perfect, thank you, and then I say yeah, whatever. There's a password, and he goes, but Grant, I was just trying to find the part of the video and audio that we did after you left. Another message. It's long and stupid, and I was going to try to trim it. Another message. I think like 3 minutes in or so, I do the sign off, and then it's just us bullshitting, so I would just cut it there. Next message. I can do that quick if you give me the iCloud info.
Hey, I'll cut it.
Yeah.
Hey, I know I never have brought this up before, but you know what? It's like, did you say a slur? Like, what is?
Yeah. That's what, because immediately I'm like, what the fuck? Like, is Ryan and I's friendship about to end? Like,
I think Ryan was like, should I tell him I said a slur so I can so he won't be suspicious? And I'm like, okay, you're already lying. And again, I'll read you my messages to him because I'm just literally like, I can't stress this enough. You did nothing wrong. You made this all up in your head. Like,
so, and also just, it's really funny too, thinking now that you think you can just edit a podcast on iCloud. Like, what is he talking about? He would have to like,
because I think he was like,
he'd have to download it and then scrub it off the cloud and then trim it himself and then re-upload it. Like,
well, you already uploaded it to iCloud, right?
It just, I mean,
just
no,
automatic.
Nothing goes. It must have been on his computer. He was recording. And so the only recording exists on his computer or his iCloud. So it's not like, it's not the We Cool account.
I forgot because he was just recording on his GarageBand.
Yeah.
So he could have just edited it out from his GarageBand. I forgot. Because for some reason I thought we were recording on your computer.
No, because I had mine with me.
Because he was texting me because he said iCloud so many times that like I was like, this must have been recorded, like, or this must have been uploaded right away. But the idea that he has the only file.
Yeah, it's all him.
And he's asking you how to access the
just
file.
Further incriminating himself over.
He's like,
and
hey,
over.
how do I access the file in the iCloud where it currently does not exist?
Yeah.
And also, can you edit it for me? Can I send you the thing that I want edited? And then can you not even listen to it and just cut out right at this mark?
Yeah.
I mean,
it's
like,
just bullshit. Like, I haven't sat through fucking days of bullshit editing this podcast. And also, so I think what it is that, so when I left the Zoom meeting, my Zoom account cut. So like I can't access the recording after I leave for
this
probably
is
like
inside the actor studio.
Yeah, it's probably for privacy reasons. Like, so if I leave for exactly this. So if business people have to talk about an interview they just did and keep the meeting going, the person who just left can't access the recording that now they're going to talk about how the interview went.
Right.
So it got saved to the iCloud of whatever Ryan's Zoom account was, right? So it's just linked with his Zoom account. So it's on his iCloud. Right. And so this is so he's texting and I go, because now of course I'm fucking on to him. Like this is
just like, you're like,
suspicious.
what happened? So then you text me and then you're like,
well, hold on, let me just finish this thread. And I go, yeah, don't worry about it. I'll chop it up when I edit it. And he goes, IDK if that's on Zoom or what? Okay, cool. Thank you. And then I said, unless you're trying to delete something you said about me, then radio silence on the group.
And then Ryan's texting me and he's like, fuck, he knows. And I'm like, first of all, of course he knows something. Second of all, there's nothing to know. You didn't say anything bad. Nothing bad was said. I was there. Henry was there. Like, what are you making up in your head right now?
He thinks just the implication of him sounding like he might have said something bad.
What he thinks is that if the recording ended right there and both Henry and I died, he might get in trouble for talking a little shit about you.
And
if we were
in trouble with me, like that, it's like,
yeah. If we both died and he's like, fuck, my alibis are gone. Like this guy's watched so much true crime that in any situation he's in, he's like, I could be framed for this. And it's like, this is not how relationships work at all.
Well, and we were talking about it because if he actually did commit a crime, he would get himself caught immediately because he would be the guy who's like trying to talk to the police about if they have clues or stuff.
He's the guy who commits the murder and he thinks of every scenario to cover his bases. But what he doesn't understand is that while thinking of every scenario to cover his bases and not to be guilty, you're an insane person, because insane people don't think of every scenario to cover their bases. They just kind of go to the store and then go home and watch fucking The Office.
Yeah.
So he's like the guy who's like sweating. He's, taking out the trash a bunch of times. He's constantly buying he's just doing all these things out of the normal, talking to the police, giving way too much information.
The podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah.
I also think it's funny that he is going through all this trouble, but still wouldn't just be like, hey, I'll edit the podcast this week. Like, let me get a crack at it. He still like wants me to edit the podcast, but he just wants to trim off the end of it. Like, what I would do in that situation would be like, hey man, let me try editing this week and see if I can take some work off your plate. And I'd probably it would still be suspicious, but I might be like, okay, yeah.
Anyways, long story long, we calmed him down. I convinced him that nothing's the matter. He for some reason apologized to you.
Yeah. Well, so what? Yeah. So after I sent that message when I said, unless you're talking shit about me, like within a couple minutes, I get a phone call from Ryan.
Because he was like, should I just call him and explain this? And I'm like, yeah, you got to call him now because because you made this a thing.
And so I get a call from him and he's just like, Grant, I am really sorry, man. Just very genuine. And you're right, because this is like, I don't want to roast him too hard for being genuinely sorry.
Yeah, this is like adorable. It's him caring a lot about his friends.
But basically
he's going to spiral.
And what it was is like, he just had without getting into the specifics of it, Ryan had an issue, and I think you kind of did too, and this is fair enough, with some of I made some production decisions without consulting you guys, because like what we were just saying is like, sometimes it's hard to pin down everybody for an answer, and I sometimes get to the point where I'm just like, I'm just going to make the decision for us. And maybe I got too loose with that mindset in this scenario, and I think that's on all of us. Like, we should communicate better about everything. But
we're idiots and it's fine. And also,
yeah, it is also fine.
Big deal.
But the thing is all Ryan said, it sounds like, is like, hey, I wish Grant would have consulted us about this thing. And then
which I think we've already said. Yeah. That's exactly what happened. Anyways, then you called me and then we talked about that, how he's a crazy man and that he's also a good friend and adorable.
Yeah.
And then we were both watching sunsets and you were like, you want to see a picture of my sunset? I'm like, absolutely. Want to see a picture of my sunset. And that's how that ended.
It brought us closer together, Tommy, which
brought everybody closer, I think.
It's beautiful. And what I said to Ryan, I was like, dude, I said exactly this to him. It's like, dude, you're making it look so much worse than it actually is. And you're allowed to have thoughts. Like, you get to raise concerns about
and disagree.
Yeah, like it's fine. In fact, it's a good thing. Actually,
yeah, it's good. That's preferred. You having an opinion on things that we do is preferred.
Yeah. So, Ryan, apology accepted. But I guess like after all this, I did start digging through the recording just to make sure, doing due diligence on all this, and I actually did find something that buried in that recording that
let's hear it.
Must have missed out on. So hold on, let me cue this up maybe. All right, so this is what Ryan was worried about. I did find it on the iCloud.
Also, I'll say this: the way Grant just don't do funny accent.
He thinks I can't do funny accents.
I completely disagree, man. I think not only can you do funny accents, but you're the best sound effect guy on the team.
He thinks I can't do funny accents.
It's unbelievable.
It's fucking unbelievable.
It's really unbelievable when you think about it.
Okay, well, he went on.
My favorite thing to do is go up to him and be like, "You're a fucking cocksucker."
Yeah, I remember that now, actually.
So, I mean,
Yikes,
damn, dude.
Damn.
I knew we were going to talk about this today, and I was thinking, kind of let it rest where it was. So I probably shouldn't have dug up that audio, but damn, Ryan,
you down bad.
Yeah. Sometimes you just take L's, and that's okay. I accept your apology.
Yep.
You're a fucking cocksucker too. It's a term of endearment. We love you.
That's what it is. Yeah. I love it.
And I can do funny accents. I can do them all day long.
Yeah, so take that. That's the proof right there.
The proof's in the pudding. All
right, yeah.
Shall we move on? I got some stuff from the news. I also have something that I can apologize for. What should we do first? Should we get to the news and then close out with some apologies?
News, close out some apologies. Do we have a listener apology, or have they still?
No.
Come on, guys.
This, our numbers are going up, so I think they'll catch up to us eventually.
If you have something to apologize for, email Grant Winkles
comedy.com/cool podcast.
There you go.
Submit or demand your own anonymous
demand
apology.
An apology.
Please,
I'm constantly demanding apologies from everybody.
All the time.
In fact,
I'll demand one right now. I'll demand one from these goddamn lazy listeners, man. Send in your apologies, or else, or just send one in apologizing for not sending one in. Okay, so
just say hi. Email. Send an email.
True. That's true. I think we've proven that we'll read pretty much anything.
We'll read anything on this podcast to our 30 listeners in Eau Claire, Wisconsin.
Yes, we love you, and I think we're gonna try and set up a show there.
I think we're gonna try and set up something in September. So,
be on the lookout for that.
I'm gonna quit my job and start doing stand up again.
Hell,
and I'm really excited for that because I hate. Would you? I kind of hate work. I'll say it. I'll say it. I do not. I don't care if I get canceled. I do not like my job. It's actually, I actually really like my coworkers, and to push back on like we get free booze after work. So sometimes it's kind of easy to be like, gosh, I'll tie one, off at the end of the night here, which is something kind of got to watch out for because it's just it's free. Like the bartender is just like, yeah, what do you guys want? Let's have delicious drinks. And you're like, sure. So I've been pretty good in the past 4 days about just going home, taking a little weed gummy, falling asleep.
Nice.
But you can, with free booze, free drinks, like in comedy, you can fall in the trap of hitting the sauce too hard.
Yeah. What I remember one time I was working at Butcher and the Boar in Minneapolis, and that was that kind of place where it was like, dude, the management there encouraged you to drink.
Oh yeah, the same. I'm doing shots with my manager, and then also we're going to the bar down the street sometimes after work, and the bartenders come in, and it's just because when you work in a restaurant in New York, everyone in the neighborhood goes to everyone's spots. Yeah. So everybody in the industry. So you're just getting
free drinks too.
Yeah, you're doing free shots and stuff like that, and you're just tipping hella and stuff. All your money is spent on tips, and that's just people in the service industry is just tipping each other, and you're not really paying for a lot of shit,
It's fucking awesome, but
it's sick. But also
everybody's an addict. That's why.
Yeah, and then also it's everyone's an addict, and you're like, fuck, I've worked 7 days in a row. I'm
drunk every
hungover,
night. Yeah.
and it's like, oh, I'm sad, and it's like, yeah, it's a bad.
And so we it was so much a part of the culture at Butcher and the Boar in Minneapolis. Like when you would go, I one time like went on a date with Kelly there after I'd only been working there for like a couple months. And we were sitting at the bar just getting free drinks all night. And by the end of it, me and her were just behind the bar mixing our own drinks during service. And it's like, they didn't give a shit. The manager, I fucking hated this guy. He was a dickhead, but he would come back and so we would do like beer shots and wine shots throughout the day where it's like you fill up like a little low ball of beer and fucking toss it back.
Dude, you're encouraged when we pop open a new wine, you're supposed to taste the wine to make sure it's not faulty, you know? But you just end up pouring yourself a half glass of wine because you're just like, I got 15 tables. You're stressed out to the max when you're serving, especially like in this industry because it's like high-end restaurants. So this is like people's careers and shit like that. It's just not like diner shit. So like you got to be on the ball for like 9.5 hours a day. And that can like, no one's supposed to be like in that mindset where you're supposed to be able to like relax and make mistakes and you just can't. So you're like, pop open a bottle of wine, half glass, pop. And you're like already like, okay, I just had like 2 drinks during my shift now.
Take the edge off.
It's an insane cycle.
But so he would, this manager would come back because I worked in the back like patio. It was kind of 2 separate restaurants, but not really. Totally different staff on the inside and outside though. That's why it felt different. And he would come back and he would pour himself like, so we would do wine, we would be doing beer shots, and he would come back and pour himself like a full pour of wine and just like swallow it like an egg, like a snake swallows an egg. It was
gulped.
And it was just so vile. I remember just like watching him do it and just being like, this is.
Dude, my buddy Kai, who we're gonna have on the podcast, hopefully this Sunday I should reach out to him.
Yeah.
Oh wait. He can.
Go.
Yeah, Kai. He's like Kai Klops on Twitter. He's like got a lot of followers. He does a lot of cool art shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, really funny guy. A good friend of mine. But I would like finish up at Comedy Corner, and he would be getting off his shift. So we would meet at a bar in like Northeast by my girlfriend's house and his house too. Fucking the one across the street from Sporty's.
Oh, Manning's.
Yeah, we would go to Manning's. We'd play a little pool at Sporty's, and because him and I are pretty good at pool, so we could like run the table at Sporty's, and then we would like get free drinks there because we bet rounds and stuff. And then we would go to Manning's, and he would like in Manning's they serve you like a goblet of beer. It's like a 16-ounce
huge one.
That huge. He can drink the whole. So he would get 2. We would both get 2 and a shot of whiskey, and he would drink gulp, do a shot in like 3 seconds.
Oh.
And like his eyes would kind of be watering, but it was just like effortless, like one big burp. And I'm just like, you know, it's like 12:30 a.m. and I'm like, dude, that's so fucking cool. Do it again. Yeah. Oh my God. Insane.
And if I remember correctly, it's probably not a rule, but that beer, those cups are typically like used for like double IPAs and stuff. Those are craft brews.
We would get 2 summits. We would get 2 summit EPAs.
Woo.
And he would drink basically 32 ounces of beer in 3 seconds, down it, chase it with a shot of whiskey. And just crazy stuff. I can't wait to have him on the podcast. We're going to talk about a lot of fun shit.
What we're finding out, Tommy, is that when me and you pod together, this podcast is just about me and you being alcoholics.
Yeah, it's about you and me being like, yo, remember the time that when I was an alcoholic?
Fucking drunk. And then we're like, also last night, I was fucking drunk. Forgot my keys.
Yeah. I've been a pretty good boy though. I go back and forth.
Yeah. I fluctuate. Wow.
Yeah, I go like 3-4 days sober.
That's good.
Hit the bar a couple nights in a row. It's, you know what? It's like, it's fine.
It's summer, dude. We just came out of a goddamn pandemic. We're all good. I would say I'm probably on a day count. I'm like an alcoholic like 2 months out of the year, which is
that's a good way to put it. Yeah, like 2.
You just break it up and sprinkle those into all 52 weeks. If you sprinkled
all of it's a chunk of 2 months.
Yeah.
Of alcoholism
the whole year.
And then the other, And then like the rest of the months, it's just a guy who's just likes to hang.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. It's
likes
like a
to
lump
hang
sum payment and smoke a lot of weed.
Yeah.
Okay,
no, that
well,
rips.
we can get to this breaking news story. I made a new breaking news clip because Ryan's not here. He's down bad, so I figured I couldn't lay it to him again.
It's my turn anyways.
Oh, hold on. Sorry. Gotta cue this shit up.
So I'm gonna write a little note to my penis. That was out of context. I don't even remember saying that.
I mean, it's just like I said, man. Same with you. I would never frame you up to.
I'm gonna write a little note to my penis.
I would never frame
Love
you
it.
up to look bad. That's just a random clip off a random episode. But okay, so we what we have here is Lara Trump demanding an apology.
Lara.
Do you know who Lara Trump is?
No clue.
She is married to Eric Trump. Okay.
Is he the blonde one or the guy or the brunette one?
Yeah. He's the shit-stained blonde one who Donald clearly does not like. He's the brother with the inferiority complex.
He's the idiot. He's the one where people think he's like dumb for some reason.
Yeah. It's because of his jawline. Unfortunately, like I don't have that strong of a jawline, but this man has no chin.
Yeah, he just looks very like mongoloid. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So this is what she says. She says Lara Trump she's a contributor to Fox News to give a little context to this. To U.S. Olympian who protested the flag, apologize or compete somewhere else. We need better representatives for the United States, is what she said. And I have a little clip here, and we can play this to hear.
Disrespectful to America, how disrespectful to our troops.
Oops, I'm going to restart.
This was a stunt. This was an attempt, a very selfish attempt at that, by her to make a name for herself, to cause some waves. I know she probably wanted an endorsement from somebody of some sort, and she thought this was the way to do it. Well, how disrespectful to America, how disrespectful to our troops. You know what? If she wants to compete under the United States of America, I think she owes an apology to every American. I think she owes an apology to every soldier that has died fighting for our flag, to every family that has lost someone who has died fighting for our flag. So it's not that easy to just turn around and say, well, I don't hate America. You very clearly disrespected every American. You disrespected the women you competed with, and you disrespected our flag. So
I got a big brain take.
Shut up. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to this fucking... Shut up.
I know, shut up. But like, I got a big brain take.
Okay.
It's like literally the oldest protest. Like one of the oldest forms of protest has been athletes protesting anti-America. Has been American athletes protesting anti-America. Like since like the 40s.
Yeah,
that's
like
Jesse
Owens, right?
Jesse Owens. It's just like it's been like such a norm. It's just been like one of the like, oh yeah, the athletes protest anti-American stuff, like predominant, like a lot of black athletes, you know. But it's just like been a thing. Here's the take though: is like the news is completely spiraling because the world is ending. Like the global warming is just gonna kill and attack everybody. But like CNN and Fox News are just like cancel culture, and it's just like whatever they can pull that's like not the actual problem. Every news station will pull that. Like like literally nobody cares that any athlete is like even conservatives wouldn't even hear about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah,
like,
and what this lady did is not even that bad at all. First of all, she qualified for the Olympics in the hammer throw competition, which rules.
Yeah, if you got to pull from something from the hammer throwing
the
competition, you're ignoring everything else. You're doing as a news station, and CNN does the same thing where they bring up the most bullshit story while like insane things are happening where it's like you don't want to talk about anything else. The world is ending.
You can't talk about anything else because you're part of one of the 4 corporations who is funding the demise of the entire world.
Yeah, and then some conservative is just like, should we be mad at the hammer throwing lady?
The hammy Joey.
Yes. What if they called it the hammy throwy competition?
I would love that, and they should, and I think it would really bring that sport.
I'm a professional hammy thrower.
But so what she did is when she qualified for the Olympics, she turned. I think she like turned around when the national anthem was playing, and she had a shirt draped over her head that said in the Black Lives Matter kind of font. It was a black shirt with the white block letters, and it just said activist athlete or something. Like,
Also,
that's nothing. That's the most peaceful, normal form of protest you could have, and also important. Like you have,
is important. Yeah. Also, here's another more cynical take: is that like what she's protesting is good. I'm sure she believes in it. Why wouldn't you believe it? It's a very obvious thing to get behind. But also, now she's like, who's ever heard of a fucking hammer thrower?
Yeah.
Now we know who she. No one even knew it was a fucking thing. I'm hearing for the first time. I'm like, oh, what was this? Like a fucking like a gymnast or something? Like what kind of like even?
No, it's a hammy throwing.
Even where you get the brooms and you push the things.
Curling,
curling. I even know what that is. I didn't even think hammer throwing. Like what is whack-a-mole gonna be in the fucking Olympics now? Like what is hammer throwing? Shut up. Now she's gonna be on Wheaties with a big hammer.
Hell
because it's like BLM, which is like good. Like if you're
gonna get a cameo in the next Thor movie.
Yeah.
The Lady Thor movie.
Yeah, which is like good because it is for a good thing, but it's also like, savvy on her part too, because it's like hey, you know what no one's ever heard of? Hammer throwing. You know what Fox News is going to bite on? This bullshit. It's just this one cycle of just dumb shit that like everyone's poor. No one has money. No one can go to the dentist. And then everyone's like, I guess I'm going to get mad at the hammy throwy lady.
Wouldn't it be cool if Lara Trump was covering the Olympics for Fox News, and at this event, this lady just threw a hammer out of the stadium, just straight through this Lara Trump's fucking head? Yeah,
that'd be sick.
Decapitate her with a hammer. There
hasn't been like an assassin in a while, and you know we're due for. I think that's an assassin would kind of like get this country because all right, okay, let's. All right,
pump the brakes a little bit.
I think we'll pump the brakes a little bit. Everyone's like, okay, we'll chill. We will chill.
First of all, it's a travesty in and of itself that they're going through with the Olympic Games right now because like everybody in Japan is like, please no, can we not? And they're just like, fuck you, fuck you. We're doing it. They don't have control contractually. Tokyo can do nothing about it. They can. Oh,
it's like, is it like in the UN or some shit where like hey, we got it. Like in like 1930 or like whatever, when the UN was established, like post World War II or something like. I think it was post World. Yeah, so like 1946.
World War I, I think.
World War One. Okay.
World War One.
Yeah, so like 1932 or some shit.
I don't know. I don't know.
No, World War II. That was like before the
there was like the Federation of Nations, and I think that might have failed, and then maybe the UN started after World War II.
We should do a history podcast, a solo history pod. We don't read any history, and we're like, I think it's like almost kind of like drunk history, but we're just literally guessing, And
the being drunk is just our normal brains. Like we don't. Because the fun thing about drunk history is that people who are experts get wasted and then tell it funny.
Well, it's like a comedian who read a whole thing and they're like, okay, just regurgitate the story you read. It's us who didn't read anything and we're like, I feel like this is true.
And we're stone cold sober, and that will be like the handicap for us is that we haven't drank in a week and we're shaking and trembling.
Sorry.
What? No.
Oh, I was just thinking about how Republicans, they're like the most like empaths. And let me finish, because like everyone is telling them, conservatives, Republicans, everyone's telling them like stone hardcore facts. Like, if we don't do this to stop global warming, if we don't do X, Y, and Z, X, Y, and Z will happen. Like, this will happen. This will be the result. And they're just like, I just don't feel like that's true. I just don't. I feel like that's wrong. And it's like, you know what? Good on you for your emotions. You know, it's the ultimate. It's the ultimate. I feel like no.
It's like the ultimate snowflake type thing. It's like you're consulting your crystals and a fucking horoscope instead of actually.
It's hilarious.
But it's so funny that you say like at this point it is jumping the shark to even
maybe not empaths. Empaths isn't the right word, but yeah,
it's like I know what you mean, and I think people will. It's jumping the shark to even have the news though, because the other day. Kelly and I were driving and we heard just like we were listening to NPR and we heard the top of the hour little news run through. And it was the stories were like, it's like a condo has collapsed in Florida, killing 150 people.
Yeah, if you listen to local news is fucked up.
But then the next one was, this is national news.
Oh, okay.
The next one is a lone gunman, a bystander, stopped a mass shooting in a mall, killed the mass shooter, and then he was immediately killed by the police because he had a gun. And then the next one was
only thing that's going to stop a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun, and the police killing that guy with a gun. I think is the saying. I think that's how the saying goes. It's just
I don't want to laugh but that is like. What the fuck is and then the next one was it's 115 degrees in Portland right now.
Yeah.
And Kelly and I just look at each other and we're actually driving through a part of South Minneapolis that looks like a literal war zone. It looks like
everything's still burnt down. I'm assuming
it's bombed out. There's just chain link fences. There's graffiti everywhere. Yeah. It seriously does look like.
I'm reading this book by Octavia Butler called Parable of the Sower, and it's like essentially an apocalyptic book written in the 80s, I think, or maybe the late 70s. Octavia Butler, just great fucking writer, and the whole book essentially is like it's like the apocalypse is happening, but nobody it doesn't occur to anybody that it's the apocalypse. It's just life sucks.
Yeah.
And you read it and you're just like, that's the thing about when the apocalypse happens, or like when everything does go to shit, you're just like, it's not the end of the world. It's just your current world. And then you still kind of like clock into your job at Chipotle.
You have to gaslight yourself. And then that's why on Fox, they're like, the hammy throwy is the
hammy throwy said Black Lives Matter. And it's like, are you fucking me in the ass right now? What is the fuck is going on?
No, yeah.
And it's like hammy throwy lady signed $100,000 deal with Nike shoe deal, and it's like you don't even need Nikes to throw hammers. What do you?
She needs to apologize to every single American.
Yeah, you're gonna go into a Nike store and there's gonna be a Nike hammer, and it's just gonna be like, you know what? I'm gonna kill myself.
With the fucking hammer, dude, right there in the store.
Yeah, like what the it's all just so stupid. Yeah. That's why the news is just like
So I turned to Kelly after I'm not even kidding. Those were the 3 back-to-back top of the hour news stories, and then they're like, it's wait, don't tell me. And it's like I look at Kelly and I'm just like, how can anybody be looking at around right now and be like, it's over. Like, it's over. Like, do you think Joe Biden
this is what happens when we don't have Ryan on the podcast is we go full black pill doomer mode.
Yeah. And then there's no Ryan to tell us now, hey, Joe
there's
Biden,
no Ryan
to be the neoliberal voice of fucking status quo.
Yeah, man. I don't even think like the apology, like if we're gonna demand an apology, it's not at Lara Trump. It's just at the 4 corporations who are running the news.
Yeah.
And it's like
also the wars and the everything,
Yeah. It's like, it's I don't want to know. I don't want to know about Prince Harry. I don't want to know about the hammy throwy lady. I don't want to know this information. It's a shame that we're even aware of this.
I just want to be able to go outside. every once in a while. Like, I swear to God, man, like,
Yeah.
just if I can just go and enjoy like an afternoon out without melting the skin off my bones in the Midwest, I'd appreciate that more than hearing an apology from the hammy throwy.
Dude, in Minneapolis, they're going to build one of those like new condos that cost like, $1,800 a month just to have a studio. And it's just going to only be for the military. Like, that's what's going to happen to this fucking, it's just permanent occupation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. That's coming. So yeah, that's, we're fucked basically is the story here. We can start wrapping up here. I'll say I got, something happened to me last night that
we're not fucked though. Like,
I mean,
just
we'll
like
be
wrap
fine.
this up.
We'll be fine.
The thing about the apocalypse and the end of the world happening, it'll just be insane. Shit will keep happening, but just like, have a good time. Go out and chug 2 beers and a shot with your best friend, and go to an open mic and try to tell some jokes. Yeah, dude. And think about it a little bit.
Take it from us, the literal embodiment of white privilege. Just have fun while the ship's going down.
Literally so true. Just
get weird with it. Have a little fun.
Wait, the end of the world's wait, y'all aren't having a good time?
We got cowboy hats on and shit.
Yeah, we got cowboy hats on.
Tees.
Yeah.
Listening to Morgan Wallen. So this is what's important, I think, is to and I'm about to undercut myself on saying this, but I think I learned this last night. It's important to remember that a lot of this stuff that they're trying to whip you up and get you crazy about, like the fucking hammy throw, is like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to you personally. Just remember like what's happening on the ground in your community around you. And I'm about to illustrate that by making a point that I terribly did not do that last night. So I was coming home from Acme last night. It was right around 10. And I stopped at a gas station, middle of downtown. Downtown Minneapolis has had some issues recently. We'll just say that it's been a little bit violent, a little bit unpredictable down there. So I'm pumping gas, and I'm sitting in my car with the window down while the tank's filling up. And I hear an announcement over the loudspeaker, which also this announcement just goes to show how fucked we are in just terms of workforce and labor levels right now. Is they just come over the loudspeaker, and I've never heard this anywhere, like at any business, and this is a chain, it's Holiday, and they just go, hey, Holiday is going to be closing down from 10 until 6 a.m. Because we're understaffed. We just can't do it. And they just closed, like right then. They just closed, and this is supposed to be like a 24-hour gas station. So it's like, damn, okay, all right, that's weird. And then a guy fucking just like beelines towards me from across the parking lot.
Driving?
No, he's walking. He's on foot, and he's walking very fast. And I'm sitting there in my car, and he goes, hey man, do you have a credit card? And I'm just like, this guy is
never heard of that in my life, actually, man.
And this guy is
when I got robbed, I was on my cell phone when I was like 16, my Verizon phone, and some guy's like, hey man, you got a phone? And I was like on the phone, and I was like, no. Never, no. And then I got robbed at gunpoint. But I was like, no, this is a other thing.
This is exactly because he goes, hey man, do you have a credit card? And I just go, no, because
he had only cash over here at the closed gas station with nobody at the register.
And I'm literally cash halfway through pumping my gas, and I go, no, because this is the thing. This guy came at me with a little bit of frenetic energy. He came at me way too fast and hard for the general atmosphere that we've been having in Minneapolis recently. Yeah. And we don't know is he's on his podcast with his friends being like, I came at this guy way too hard. Maybe doubtful, but he had we've all been scammed. We've all been approached by some ne'er-do-wells. He had that kind of energy, because when you walk very quickly up to somebody in the middle of a city after dark and you go, do you have a credit card? I'm saying no matter what that is. Literally the cards in my hand.
Well, who's going to be like, I thought you never asked.
Get on in here. Come on.
Get in my cars. Do you want to do my podcast? Come on. Do you want to be a guest? Can you write? Do you have an email? Write in a listener apology.
So he goes, because they're closing the gas station, and I have $2 cash. I'm trying to get $2 of gas, and I'm pot committed to being like, I don't have a credit card, so I was just like, sorry, man. And then he was frantically doing circles in the parking lot of the gas station. Thankfully, somebody right behind me did say yes to him, but in that moment, it was very scammy energy. It was like this thing of like, I'll give you the trade and here's a 20 for 2 10s back, that type of thing, because that does happen. And then I realized almost instantly, I was like, I could have just pumped that guy a little bit of gas. Like that was not very cool of me to do that. He did get some, I saw, but because I had enough time and wherewithal while sitting there to be like, I will go and do this for this guy, but he had already linked up with somebody else. But it is like, this is what I mean. I didn't see. I'm getting so much negativity from things like the news and stuff, and just these the most horrible things about our culture and our society are just getting highlighted more and more and emphasized more and more with every day that goes by. And I think it's important to try, and I'm going to try and do this more so myself, to, be a human and see other people in real life as humans, not just as these threats or as these, it's like the online thing too. It gets, after being online for a whole year and just doing Zoom and Twitter and shit, it's like, you forget that people are actual people, and it like, so I'm sorry to that guy. I should have just pumped you gas, and but I will, maybe soften your approach. Don't leave.
Well, you weren't saying no to the you were saying no to the situation. You were saying no.
Yes. Yeah.
I feel you.
I mean, you've been scammed. You've been robbed. I've been scammed. It's like,
most bad things have happened to me.
Yeah, you get the reflexive response of when somebody with that energy on the street approaches you, you just go, no, I need to defense shield up.
I did though the other night. Well, do you ever do a good thing and then you feel bad about it? Like, how you're supposed to do it when you do a good deed, you're supposed to only feel good or whatever. And then you're like, I don't know, one night after work, I was coming home and this guy's outside a bodega and he's like, hey man, I need baby formula. And I don't really, he's like, dude, can you buy me baby formula? I don't have any money right now. And I'm I was like, yeah, that's I'll do that. Also, I don't know what, I'm going to be honest. I didn't know what really baby formula was before this. I'm an idiot. I don't have a kid. It'd be weird if I was I only have one kid. I don't see him that much.
Yeah. I didn't take part in raising him.
But don't have a kid. Don't have any friends who have kids really. I do kind of one, actually, it's kind of a lie. But, so I was just oh yeah, baby formula. Yeah. That'll be some money. That'll be $7. It's what it is breast milk, whatever, or something a pill you put in this water and becomes breast. You know what? If you know what baby formula is, I still don't know.
Dude, it's one of those, toy sponges that is really small, and then you put it in water and it just blows up into a big set of titties. And then you use that and a bunch of breast milk.
It's a chia pet. It's a plant that turns into titties, and you suck on it somehow. You get milk out of it somehow. Yeah. A titty pet, a chia pet. Coming to you today. A chia
tit.
Chia tet, whatever. Anyways, I was yeah. And he's yeah, I need 2 baby formulas. So, and I go in and I buy them and the guy's yeah, that's going to be $52.
Oh,
and I'm
what?
Fuck. Yeah. A thing of baby formula is 25, 27 bucks. I mean, with tax or whatever. Here's the thing.
Huh? Unless this was an actual pair of tits, you overpaid, my dude.
No, I think it's expensive as fuck, which is like, here's the thing. If you have a kid and you like the mom's not around, like, and you need baby formula, like that's a grip of money.
Yeah.
Like that's a lot of fucking money. Like that should be free. Like,
yeah,
it's like tampon should be free. Like these things should be like free. And you're like, Jesus Christ. So it was not like I got it for the guy, but like also part of me was like, holy fuck. Like, how is anybody doing anything? It's like when like I fill out like an apartment, like a bunch of paperwork to like get into a new apartment, and it's like a pain in the ass. And I'm like, you have to show all these records, proof of ID. And I'm like, how does anybody fucking do anything?
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty capable and I'm barely like, I'm like decently competent. And I'm like, yeah, everything sucks and it's hard. I don't get it.
And it's just that's fucking awesome that you did that.
Yeah, I'm a great guy.
Yeah.
No, but part of me was like, fuck, you can't. Like, I was like,
you can't undo that. You
can't get return.
Nah. You can't walk out of that store empty-handed, dude.
No. I went in and I was like, I already made my bed, which I was upset about. This is why I'm a selfish person, is because I was upset about doing a selfless thing. Yeah, but here's the thing: you can do selfless acts, and you can be pissed about it. You don't have to be like, I did a good thing. You can be like, well, that sucked, and then you can go home. That's okay to feel that way too.
Yeah, and the thing is like, you know, that you can feel however you want about it. It really didn't affect your life. You still got your apartment. You're fine, dude. And if more people think like you, if I was thinking like you last night, maybe I put $10 in that guy's tank.
I was like sitting out, doing some writing because I'm trying to fucking write more. And this kid's like 12. And he's like, hey man, I need some, like, I really need money, you know? And I'm like, all right, sure. So I give him like $5 and he's like, do you have another 5? And I'm like, and I go, yeah, but I need it. Like I had $10 on me. I go, yeah, you can't have it though. And he's like, all right. He's like kind of pissed. He's like, all right, then. He's like, be safe getting home. And I was like, no, you be safe getting home. And then he's like, no, you be safe. And I'm like, no, you be safe getting home. And I'm like, am I going to fight a 12-year-old on my way home? Like, also, why
was this kid Ryan?
I'm like, what? No, why am I talking shit to a child right now that I gave money to? I'm like giving money to a kid. And then he's like vaguely threatening me. And then I'm vaguely threatening him back. I'm like, this isn't also the way either. So here's the thing. You can try to do good things, but if you're also a little bit of a piece of shit along the way, that's good. That's fine, I think.
That's life.
That's because I was thinking about it. I was like, all right, I'm going to fight this 12-year-old, but I was like, I will go to jail because I'm 25.
Yeah, that's the problem.
That's the problem being an adult. You can't fight these damn kids anymore.
Exactly.
You can't beat up a child.
When a kid fucks with you, you have nothing you can do.
I've always said this. I was trying to make this a bit a while ago, but I think you should be able to hit one kid a year. Like as a society, as America, we should let everyone hit one kid a year.
Yeah.
And no one gets mad at you because they're like, yeah, that was your one? Yeah, good.
How about and one caveat, it can't be your own.
It cannot be your own.
It's good.
But you should be allowed to hit one child a year. And you know, you don't have to use your one, you know, if you don't, but if you do,
they don't roll over, can't save them up.
And not like just a little smack. You should be able to smack one kid.
Yeah. I think that's kids deserve a smack every once in a while. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and you get one a year, you know, while you're filling your taxes, they're like, did you use your one? And you're like, I did use my one. And it's just, there's a way, of tallying this.
Good.
You know?
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay. Well, I think that's a good place to end.
Yeah, I think I can't think of a better place than it, frankly.
Awesome. Well, do you have probably not anything to plug, right? Go follow you on Twitter and everything.
Yeah, check out my TikTok. I'm kind of trying to make videos. Yeah, so follow me on TikTok. I'm having a good time up there. I have a new idea that I gotta get going on.
Sweet. Yeah, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff. Follow the podcast. Leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts if you haven't. Guys, we're at 39. It would be sweet to get to 40. leave one more.
We're at 39.
We're
It
literally
would be
going
unimaginable and a dream to get to 40. You know,
one
We're
by
at-
one.
next week we're at 40 and we're like, look, we're at 40. It would be insane to get to 41. We don't know how it's going to happen.
It's gonna be nuts when it does happen. It's gonna change everything.
Yeah.
Subscribe to the podcast, guys. Tell your friends. We're growing. We're going to try and do some live shows here towards the end of the summer. Tommy's going to come back to the Midwest, maybe going to be hitting up a couple different cities. And thank you guys for listening. Ryan will be back next week, I think.
Yeah. Who knows? Who cares? Just kidding. We miss you.
Miss you, Ryan. We love
We miss you. But we should stop the recording right now. But here's the thing. He kind of fucking sucked. And then we stop it.
All right. Well, how does he do it? For Tommy Bear.
For Tommy Bear. For Tommy, the little baby penis boy bear, Grant Stinky Cheese Man. I've been Ryan, the main man, Kahl. And you're listening to the We Cool podcast.
All right, though, for real, now that we're done recording, Ryan's a real piece of shit.
Yeah, he fucking sucks.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, jeez.